How much of God's grace do you need? Is it, I do the best I can, the rest is God's grace? Some people think that way, you know. Well, Pastor Prince, God does his part, we must do our part. Your part is to realize you have no part. And when you realize you have no part, that's the best part that you have played. It's all of Christ. Stop hankering after self. Stop trying to get self, to improve self. You know how difficult, how depressing it is to look at your feelings, to look at your thoughts, and some Christians are still doing that. Even right now, even today, when they come to church, they'll sit down there, why is my feeling like this? Why are my thoughts like that? Why do you still have bad thoughts? Or during worship, I can feel this way, I can think that way. You stop thinking of yourself. Stop it. Salvation is not, you're still hankering. Why am I like that? To be disappointed with yourself is to have trusted in yourself. That's why you are disappointed. That's why you are depressed. God is telling you, yourself is hopeless. Find your new self in Christ. Who is your new self? Look away outside self. Look to Christ. Your salvation begins with looking outside. Don't look at your thoughts, your feelings. Look at Christ. And all of a sudden God says, from now on, I won't judge you based on your thoughts. I won't judge you based on your feelings. I'll judge you based on my Son. How good He is, not how good you are. He is your new self. Can you understand now why your new self can never ever be condemned again? You! Well, Pastor Prince, you don't understand. Only the other night I did something bad. There you go again. That is not you. And God is not looking at that person that did that thing that night. God is looking at your new self. Amen. Literally, God is saying, start identifying this is your new self. I don't care what you experience. God says, it's like a mirage. That's not the real you. But I felt that way. That's not the real you. You don't understand. I did that. I literally did that. Whatever you do, whatever you feel, is not the real you. The real you was crucified at the cross, and the real you is now at the Father's right hand. That's the real you. Find out His feelings, His thoughts. Be occupied with Him. You know what's depression? When we are occupied with ourselves and our surroundings. You know what's happiness? Be occupied with Christ and His surroundings. Breathe the royal air of heaven. I'm telling you, it's going to be a challenge. The devil will always point you to you. Look at your thoughts. Look at your feelings. Wow, you feel hatred towards that brother. You feel jealousy towards that sister. How can you? How can you? When you look at yourself, your feelings, they will say, how can you? How can you? It's very depressing. Then you try to say, no, I will feel good. I'm not like that. Stop it. You're still trying to perform yourself. Stop it. And tell the devil, that's my real self at the Father's right hand. Go check him out. You can find fault with him, then I'm at fault. Because I'm telling you today, God's holy eyes is not looking at you as you. It's looking at Jesus as the real you. Once you know that, it's in your interest to find out as much as you can about Jesus. Can He ever be condemned again? Impossible. That same thought should govern your mind. Because God is looking at Him as the real you today. No one sees reality like God. Pastor, you're not hearing what I'm saying. You're not hearing what I'm saying. Pastor, I'm telling you, I did something that I never dreamed I would have done. And I'm telling you, Jesus has done what you never dreamed that He would do. I don't care what you've done. I don't care what you have felt. You are living in a mistaken identity. That's why you keep on doing the wrong things. Your real identity is Christ at the Father's right hand. And the moment you realize that, you become Christ-occupied. Then holiness is by accident.